welcome everybody to the first episode of, I don't even know what we're going to call this yet, but it's basically the football or soccer version part of the channel here on Everything Sports. Basically, we're just going to hop right into it. We're going to be talking about everything from transfers to predictions to, things that go on through the year. Obviously, right now we're in the transfer market period, but eventually we're going to get to, group stages for the Champions League, Europa League, and we'll be predicting those, and sometimes some big games coming up in the future. But first off, we have to start to talk about Messi to PSG for a 2-year option and one more year till June 2024. And he actually took the number 30 shirt, which is I actually didn't think he was going to do that. I think he was either going to take 10 or go for, I don't know if anybody has 11. What's Mbappe?
Yeah, it's Di Maria.
Oh, it's Di Maria.
Di Maria's 11.
Never mind. So
Mbappe's 7.
But it's actually good that he went with 30 though, because I understand, that was his first number at Barcelona.
That was his original Barca number. So I mean, it made sense at first, but like everyone was like, oh, why didn't he get 10? You knew Neymar wasn't gonna give up the 10
Well,
shirt. He left Barcelona for a reason, and he wanted to be the star.
yeah.
And now look at him. He had injuries all throughout his PSG career. He only played a couple games last season, and now they're favorites to win the Champions League. It's crazy how everything just comes in one full circle around.
Oh yeah.
1 minute you lose the final to Bayern in 2020. You lose to Man City this year or last year technically, and now you've gotten Wijnaldum on a free, Donnarumma on a free,
Sergio
Hakimi
Ramos.
for 40 million, Ramos, and now Messi.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely
if this
be a
team
force to
doesn't
be
win,
reckoned with. They're definitely
if
gonna
this
be
team
tough.
doesn't win the Champions League, then I don't know. I don't know who else.
Well, that's
I
got to
don't
be the
think
goal.
anyone can beat this team.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
that has to be the
obviously, because
goal.
they have the league wrap. They had the league in wrap. I don't
Yeah.
see any other team challenging for the league.
Although they did lose it last year.
Though they did lose it. Then again, there was a bunch of injuries for them, and also, I mean, you can say that they lost the manager halfway through the season. That might have played a little factor for them.
That is
Um,
true.
Still, Pochettino came in. He struggled a couple games.
He did. He
But
did.
he
Yeah.
got on
He
track.
had to get used to
It,
it.
it just didn't go well.
Yep. So
Yeah, it just didn't go well for them.
Messi will be making a salary report around 35 million next year. So it's definitely a lot less than what he's making at Barcelona. But you know, or it's maybe not. It's not a lot less, but it's definitely less than at Barcelona. But he had to do what he had to do.
He was on a mil a week, so he was making about 50, 52 million a year
Yeah.
just
So
on wages. So
and that's not even sponsorship. That's
that's
ridiculous. That's nuts
I
money.
know.
But staying on
I
topic
mean,
of
yeah.
PSG, staying on the topic of PSG, Mbappe. People are speculating on whether he might leave. Right now, the two front-running clubs are Real Madrid and Liverpool, which I honestly don't see him going to Liverpool. If he does want to leave, I see him going to Real Madrid. But the president of PSG did state that he loves the idea that Messi came in and, and him joining the team and that he's happy here. So who knows? I mean, I don't think he'll leave this summer, but maybe next summer. His contract is up in June.
So definitely next summer he's leaving. I still think that he will go to Real Madrid. I It will be interesting seeing him in the Prem though. Definitely at Liverpool. Um, with some like a team that desperately needs a striker, a fast striker just like him, because they have Jota. They can use Jota, but he can play in the wings too. And Firmino's not really he's more of a playmaker than a striker, I'd say. He's a
Firmino.
false nine, I'd say that. He's not like a natural goal scorer like Mbappe is. Um, if they make a really good push for him, then I could see him going. But I think his mindset in Real Madrid, that's where his idol went. That's where I think he wants to follow, and I think it would be a good step for him, especially if he wants to just up his game. I know La Liga isn't the best right now because Ronaldo and Messi have left it.
And Neymar and
And
all of them.
most like and Neymar and Suarez is old
Ramos,
now.
all of them.
All of them yet left. So I mean, it's gonna take a while for La Liga to revamp and become that great league it was before, back in the early 2000s and 2010s. But he will be the star of that league if he goes to Real Madrid. I wouldn't say he will be the star in the Prem. He'll definitely be one of them, but he'll definitely be the star of La Liga, the face of La Liga if he does go to Real Madrid.
100%. I think so. Obviously, he'll
Yeah.
probably be the best player in the league if he goes to Real Madrid. Um,
Hmm.
but he is happy at PSG, and I don't blame him for as of right now. At least for this season, they should keep him. See what happens if they don't complete their goals or if they don't do certain things, then he might want to leave. You know, it's always how he's feeling. He might resign. Who knows? But now transferring over to the Premier League, Lautaro Martinez is not interested in Spurs, his agent said, but Inter might be interested in selling him because of the fact that they are so what's the word? They're not doing good financially currently right now, and
Financially,
they're
yeah.
in liquidation. That's what they called it. But I think if Spurs sign Lautaro Martinez, that'll be great. You know, I think that could definitely boost their. And I don't want to get into predictions too much, but I definitely think that they could boost their where they stand off in the league at the end of next year. What do you think?
Um, they just signed Jack O.
They did
I
just
think
sign Dzeko. That's another
that's
thing
the
too.
replacement for Luke. That's the replacement for Lukaku. I think. Um, and it's tough because I don't see Martinez leaving this year. I think he'll stay one more year. Um, I just think that if he did go to Spurs, it would be a thing where I don't think he'll adjust very well. I think he'll struggle for a bit. Especially because I think Spurs are better with just one striker, and that's Harry Kane because he's that goal he's the goal
Yeah,
scorer
he
that
would
they need,
be. The idea
and I
would
think
be
that
either to partnership against him, or well, my other segue was going to be right after this was Harry Kane leaving, but we'll talk about that in a second.
so. Well, I'm talking about if Harry Kane's staying right now.
If he
So I
stays, yeah,
think that if Harry Kane stays, I don't see them playing two strikers. I think that system doesn't fit well with them. Well, who knows? Nuno coming in, um, it's a whole different system. He's definitely gonna use the system that he used with Wolves. I think they might resort to that three back with the wing backs. Um, or they might just go to the flat four. But I think his style is more of the three back with the wing backs.
would he be a
Um,
good
I
replacement for
think
Harry Kane
that
if he were to leave?
see, I don't think that Harry Kane's leaving. I don't think he'll leave this year. I don't see any other team besides Man City going after him. But I still don't think that I don't think that he'll leave this year because I don't think Man City will. After signing Grealish, I don't think they'll go after him
Yeah,
after just spending 100 million on him, and now they're gonna have to spend another 150 million just to get him. I don't think that I don't think that they'll get him. I think that he will stay. He will. Um, I think how he wants to adjust to the new manager first, see how everything is, and then he'll make his decision probably midway or like almost to the end of the season. Um,
because he did say he wanted to
and
leave
it's just
earlier.
he did say,
He
but
done
I
the
feel
whole thing
like
with training, but that was all false
I
news.
I still feel like it was just like it was a scheme. I think it was just a scheme to see how everyone would react at Spurs. Uh, he you could tell that he wasn't really happy. I think after the Champions League loss, that's when you can really see that he wasn't really happy with
You mean
Spurs.
the Europa League?
I think uh, some what's up?
Europa League loss, the one
The
to
Champions League loss, like in 2019.
oh
Like it goes back all the way to
2019. Oh,
2019.
you're talking about the final.
Yeah, I'm talking about the final. I
Oh,
think
okay.
after that loss, that really messed with him. I think some of the signings that Spurs made, um,
They aren't
maybe just
good. They're no signings.
weren't
It's
good enough.
basically what
And
they are.
I think that they just weren't good enough. And I think that he was like, listen, like I want like a better team around me, or else I'm gonna leave. Um, it's also a shame for a player of his caliber to not have a trophy yet. I feel like if he needs a trophy, even just something,
Yeah, that is
just to
true.
stay at Spurs and
Well,
just regain the confidence of
I
that
think if
team.
he's gonna do anything, he's gonna stay in the Premier League because he is looking to go after the Alan Shearer's record. So he is gonna look to break that. So I mean, and if he definitely goes to Manchester United, then I mean Manchester United, Man City, then he'll definitely get close to that because then he's got Grealish, he's got KDB, he's got Foden to help him score, and he could even be top scorer. But I'm not gonna go into that yet because we will predict that later. Um, so talking next, I think we mentioned him already. We did mention Lukaku, but talking about Chelsea signing Lukaku, to me personally, you know, it's a lot of money for a striker who, when he was in the Prem last time, he wasn't as good. And I don't know if he's going to be better this time. He could prove me wrong. I don't think he's going to be as good as he is worth 100 million. Because if Harry Kane's worth 100 million and Lukaku's worth 100 million, there's no way Kane is worth 100 million. He's worth way more because the man's already proved that he could do it in the Premier League. Whereas Lukaku, he did it with Everton, but then he went to United and he didn't fit that system. So Chelsea have to make it work with him. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to have to fit with him. What do you think?
Still for United, he scored 20 goals each season
Yeah,
that he was
that's
there.
true.
It was just I feel like United fans did him wrong. I feel like they're expecting a lot more out of him. Um, Personally, I if it wasn't for him against that PSG game in the quarterfinal or the round 16, whichever one it was, um, that wouldn't have happened with Rashford scoring the penalty because only Rashford gets recognized for scoring that penalty, but Lukaku scored 2 goals that game. So if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't be in that situation.
That is true.
Um, I feel like he has a lot of people. He has a lot of to prove still. I think he's still hated a lot.
Yeah, he definitely
Um,
was not portrayed
I
by the
feel
English
like
media well. The
I
media did
feel
not
like
like him.
he will prove a lot of people wrong this season. Just like he did in Italy, he scored like 30 plus. I don't know how much he scored. He scored a lot of goals though. He scored a lot.
Was he top scorer?
Um,
I think he
he
was.
got
Now that you
he
say
got
it.
he got into that trophy that they were looking for. And yeah, broke that Juventus 9 year
Streak.
spell of winning it.
Yeah.
Um, 100, I think it was 115 million though that they signed him for, which I feel like with the people around him too, I think that he will like excel more, and I feel like he will score even more at Inter. It just I think that's
At
what's gonna
Chelsea.
happen.
Yeah.
What's up?
You said you score more at Chelsea.
I think he'll score more at Chelsea definitely,
So
or just around what he scored at Inter.
so also talking about Chelsea, there's been no official bid for Koundé yet from Chelsea or any other club, as the Sevilla director reported. But many clubs are interested in him. Now I think if Chelsea are really gonna push for this title this year, they already signed Lukaku. It'd be good if they went out and signed Koundé because that also would add to the strength of their squad. So, I mean, if they sign Koundé, I don't know. That's very it's very tough between City and Chelsea there for number one spot. What do you think?
Um, I think Koundé is a great signing if they do get him. It will be a swap deal though for Zuma. I think it's like
Could be.
it was like 15 million Zuma for Koundé. Um,
Yeah, that's in the works right now. There's
he,
been no
he
official bid yet though.
yeah he played in the Euros. He played right back though. I mean, it's not his natural position, but he did an okay job. I think. I still wanted him to see. I wanted him to see him in that center back role. I don't
Mm.
think that right back role suits him more. That doesn't suit him. I think that center back role definitely does. Um, but I feel like if Chelsea does get Koundé, they're gonna win the league easily. Not easily, but like it'll be comfortable because
Really?
they have that stability at center back that they're looking for. They have the experience of Thiago Silva, and they have the ball winning defender of Rudiger, and Koundé just fits that role perfectly in the middle right there. Because they do play that wing back position with Azpilicueta on the right and then either Alonso or Chilwell on the left. So I feel like, or even Christensen too, he can slot either one for Thiago Silva or Rudiger. So I feel like if they do get Koundé, that would be great. And I think they'll be the favorites to win the league if they do.
Yeah, that definitely could happen. Now we're gonna go from talking about one French center back to the other. Raphael Varane moved to United, is all set, all clear. He was in quarantine for about a week or two, but he just completed his medical, and he is now a official Manchester United player. I think they're definitely gonna be. They could contend for the title this year, but they're definitely getting top four in my opinion. There's no way anybody can not predict them in the top four. What do you think?
Um, I feel like United won't win the league unless they go out and sign a center defensive mid that's not that can play with Pogba. That's why they were rumored with Goretzka, Camavinga, Saul from Atletico Madrid. They need one of those players in that system um to win the league. I feel like
So
Van de Beek should give us should be a should give it be given a shot as he
yeah,
didn't
I
play that
agree. He
much
probably should.
last season. Um, but I feel like if well, I think Pogba's gonna leave next season.
He could. He
I don't see
definitely
him
could.
renewing his contract. I don't see him renewing his contract.
Depends what you do this
If
season,
he
though. Depends what Manchester United do this
that
season.
is true, but I still don't think he will. There hasn't been much talk about him resigning. He wanted to leave last year, in the beginning of last year, and we convinced him to stay. Well, they convinced him to stay, and then this season hasn't been much about contract talks. Um, and his contract's up at the end of the season, so he'll either be sold in January. That would be the worst case scenario, or he leaves on the free, and you get him for a full season. So I feel like though, if they go out and sign one of those players that I mentioned, that they will contend for the title, but I still don't think they'll get it.
What do you feel about
Um,
Tolisso? Because it's reported that Spurs and Manchester United are after Tolisso as well.
See, I don't know about Tolisso because I feel like Tolisso. I don't know. I feel like he's good, but I don't feel like he's one of those like talents like Camavinga and Goretzka and Saul are. I feel like you want one of
That's true.
those. Rather have those in your team than Tolisso.
Tolisso is a guy where
It was also
you should wait a couple years to you know for him to get up there
exactly.
and play. He's got to get used to the Premier League as well. But also, I think Spurs are just trying to sign every French center mid that's like on the young side. You got Sissoko is old, so he's old news. But and Dombele, now Tolisso. It's like sign every French center midfielder, huh? Every young one. Well, there's so many of them that are talented too. So I mean, how could you not?
So, but I also feel like their key signing is Camavinga. If they do get Camavinga, that would be a great signing.
It is
They're
true.
also in the work to gain Trippier, but apparently that's close. I don't know where he would play, to
So
be
yeah,
honest,
what
because
happened to
I mean
Wan-Bissaka?
it'll give Wan-Bissaka a great um challenge for his position because he
Yeah,
didn't have much challenge last year. Dalot on loan to AC Milan. And Fosu Mensah sold in the beginning of August.
he was
So
never really a challenge
I
though
mean,
to him.
it was never really a challenge for him. So I mean, we'll
Yeah.
just see if Trippier actually decides to go and Atletico decides to sell him.
Yep. Also, former Man United goalkeeper or backup goalkeeper, really, Sergio Romero joins Granada as a free agent. Chelsea were also interested in signing him, but he did go to Granada. He left as a free agent, so he is now
Yeah,
there.
he deserves for full time a place.
And
He was a
I
good
think he
backup.
will. I think he will definitely because now you guys got you got De Gea obviously, you got Henderson.
And
Is there someone
then
else I'm forgetting about?
he in now on the free and then
Ah,
Grant. So
yeah. So you guys got plenty of
yeah.
goalkeepers. You might as well just let them go. So we did talk about Edin Dzeko already, who is turning 35, or he's already 35. Joins Inter Milan until June 2023. Honestly, I'm gonna say even though he's older, I'm gonna say it's a good signing for Inter just because of the fact of he still scores goals in the Italian league. Now, if he was going to the Premier League, I say it's a bad signing all day long because then you got to adjust to the
Oh
Premier
yeah.
League, and the Premier League's so much faster and different. But the
Well,
Italian league's a little
he played
slower.
for Man City. He played for Man City a couple years ago,
Yeah,
but
not
that was
recently
back in
though.
his
Yeah, that
prime.
was back when he
Yeah,
was younger
yeah.
and he had more. But he's older now. But the Inter move, I mean, it's not Lukaku, but it'll do for what Inter. And Inter plus they couldn't refuse that money, so it's not a total replacement.
Oh yeah.
And so to fill the gap, Dzeko left in Roma. They are looking to sign Tammy Abraham, which I think would be a great signing for them. He's young, he's talented.
Especially
Um,
under Mourinho too. I
yes,
think that kid will excel under him.
definitely. Arsenal were in the race for him too, or in the race for him too. So Arsenal could snatch him up. But also, again, I don't know. Would be a great sign for Arsenal because he did great at Chelsea. But and I do think that he might go to Arsenal over Roma because he is English. He might want to stay in England. And he's just moving from London to London. Basically North London. So, it wouldn't be too much of a move for him. Whereas Italy would be a whole different, whole different game over there. But also Arsenal, I don't know if he'll get starting game time because you got Aubameyang, you know, you got Lacazette who's not looking too good, so he'll probably start over
I
Lacazette.
I,
But
I think I would start Abraham over Lacazette in my opinion.
I would
I
too.
feel
But
like
it
Abraham
depends on
still
if
has
they
a
play
lot
two
to.
strikers or one.
Yeah, I still feel like Abraham has a lot to offer. I feel like his time at Chelsea wasn't last season especially wasn't very good. He had an injury, I believe, like midway through the season, and he's a goal scorer. And like I feel like Rome will suit him better. I feel like they need a striker, especially
They definitely do
if
need
they
that
want to
though.
if they want to get that top four position. They went out. I mean, they got Patricio. I mean, that's a great signing for them. They needed a goalkeeper. And Mourinho. I mean, it's Mourinho. He's gonna challenge for a title. Not right away, but he eventually will.
And
And
this is just one of the
he'll
pieces he'll need for the future because he's younger.
exactly. And I feel like he still has a lot to show. It may not be in England, but it will be in Italy, a league that he knows a lot. Won a treble of Inter, so I feel like it's not England, but still like it's a great pickup for Roma, and
Yeah.
he'll
Well, they
still
haven't
prove
signed him
we're
yet,
wrong in that
but
league.
if they do, they haven't signed him
Oh
yet,
yeah,
but if
I
they
still feel it'll be
do,
a good sign.
um, also another Premier League team, Leicester, are looking for a replacement for the injured Fofana, who actually 20 minutes ago before we started this, they signed Vestergaard from Southampton, and that is a confirmed deal from Fabrizio Romano. Um,
Mm-hmm.
will be confirmed soon. But yeah, that Fofana injury really sucked for them, and you'll see in our predictions, or at least in mine. I've taken in fact of that. I mean, still, it's only one player, but now that they've gone and signed Vestergaard, hopefully he can still be good, and also that's gonna reflect how Southampton
Oh
does
yeah,
because now
100%. Yeah.
Danny Ings is gone. No
Oh
Vestergaard.
yeah, that was
EVERWHERE was gone
yeah, that was
last
bad.
year. So I don't know how they're gonna do this year, but we'll talk about that in our predictions. So that's all I got for transfer
Yeah.
news today. Is there anything else you want to add?
Now I got everything out. Yeah.
I think we're pretty much good. So that'll conclude the first episode. We'll come up with a name soon, but basically just this, football talk or soccer, whatever you want to refer to it as,
Yeah.
talk. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Stay tuned.